Hi, you guys. It's Yaz, and today I'm going to talk about who are the narcissist friends. A lot of times we talk about the family, that a lot of narcissists have toxic families, and they learn from their toxic families. But you got to keep in mind, too, narcissists are also around friends, okay? And so I'm going to talk today about who the friends are that the narcissist has and the impact of these friends on the narcissist, and it will be on your relationship as well. So, who do you think the friends of the narcissist are? Well, narcissists generally like to hang out with other narcissists, okay? Like a lot of times I see people post things and they say, oh, well, narcissists can't get along with other narcissists. Yes, they can, okay? Yes, they can. As a matter of fact, when you look at a narcissist, when you look at their friends are just like them. They're other narcissists because birds of a feather love to flock together, okay? So narcissists typically like to hang out with other narcissists. And people say, well, why is that? Don't they knock heads and stuff like that? Well, narcissists like to be around other toxic people that will validate them, okay? So the narcissist friends, most of the time, are narcissistic just like them. And that's why, they get along so well. And not only that, you guys, they learn from each other. All right. Like people say, oh, do narcissists follow the same playbook? Well, a lot of things they do follow the same playbook. And they learned from other friends, maybe other family members. So, they'll love to hang out with their friends, talk to their friends about, all the toxic things they're doing to you, cheating on you, lying to you. And you know what they all do? They all sit there and laugh about it, okay? Because a narcissist knows that if they had a friend that was, let's say, a truth teller or somebody who doesn't like when people do manipulative type of things, that person might say something to the narcissist like, what you're doing isn't right, or this or that, or that person may go and tell on the narcissist what they're doing. So narcissists would rather be around other people that agree with their game playing because they're playing the same game as well, okay? So their friends are into the same things that the narcissist is into, all right? So let's say that you have a narcissist that's a big time cheater, very promiscuous. A lot of times the people they hang out with are just like them, promiscuous, all right? So they have things in common. And when you have things in common, you're going to want to hang out with these type of people. Let's say the narcissist is into drugs and alcohol. A lot of times their friends are into drugs and alcohol. Let's say their friends have criminal minds. The narcissist has criminal mind, all right? So this is what it is. Narcissists like to hang out with one of their own. And this can make it very difficult on your relationship. Now, the one thing that I want to bring up is this. Narcissists, they don't trust you, but they also don't trust their friends. And this is another reason why a narcissist won't even want you around their friends. They don't want you around their friends for a couple of different reasons. One, they don't trust their friends. They feel their friends might hit on you. I mean, I remember this when I was dealing with the malignant narcissist. He didn't want me around his friends at all right? Because he knew how his friends were. They were shady and sneaky, just like him. And he figured, one of them would make a move on me. The other reason they don't want you around their friends is because they're worried that their friends are going to slip up and tell you something that the narcissist is doing, all right? Or give you a clue about something that they're doing. And actually, this is exactly how I found out about something that the narcissist was doing, okay? So, because what happened, you guys, is this. I went to his friend, and I thought that his friend was, out taking other people out to dinner when he had a girlfriend and everything like that. And I said something to him like, oh, you like to take people out and, do things and whatever, right? And he turned to me and he said to me, I'm not the one doing that, okay? He said something like, you should look in your own backyard or something. I forget the exact words, but it was something to that effect. And what he did was he tipped me off to what his friend was actually doing. And that was, saying he was going to work and meanwhile going out with people that on a dating app. So friends of the narcissist can actually rat the narcissist out. And this is one of the reasons that narcissists generally don't want you around their friends, or they will, want to be there to monitor. Okay. A lot of times they want to be there to monitor. So they like to keep you distant from their friends. So you may say to yourself, why does the narcissist, don't want me to hang out with them and their friends? And this is one of the biggest reasons, because they're afraid their friends are going to either say something to you, or they're afraid that their friends are going to flirt with you, or, they just don't trust their friends. All right. And the other thing too is they like to keep their relationships separate. This is how narcissists are. They always want to divide. So they always want to keep their relationships separate. Okay. The other thing that I want to bring up about the friends, who the narcissist friends are, a lot of times their friends secretly hate you. Okay. Now, why do the friends secretly hate you? Well, they could hate you because maybe you're taking the narcissist away from them. They look at you as a threat. They look at you as competition because they want to hang out with the narcissist, and here you are, okay? And, they would rather the narcissist be close with them than with you. See, it's not always necessarily another supply. It could just be their friends. It could be their family. It could be other narcissists that want control of the narcissist you're dealing with. So their friends will usually hate you. And the other thing too that I want to point out is another reason that the friends will hate you is because the narcissist is smearing you behind your back. Even if things are going well between you and the narcissist, maybe even it's the beginning stages of the relationship, that narcissist is still going to be talking badly about you. This is what people don't realize. They think the smear campaign only happens at the end. A lot of times they've been smearing you from day one, and people don't realize this. Why? Because narcissists just love to put other people down and make themselves feel superior. They could be talking about, your family. They could be talking about other things about you that they don't like. All right. But they're with you for the supply. And narcissists got to brag and talk to people. So who they going to run to? It's either their toxic family or their toxic friends, or both. So they're going to be talking about you to these toxic friends. Now, what's the end result of that? All right. This is one of the clues that that narcissist is smearing you. Okay. Especially to, let's say one of their friends, or even to a family member. They're going to act funny around you. The friends are going to act funny around you. They're going to be looking at you, but they have a certain look to them, all right? And you can't really put your finger on it, but it just feels weird because you feel like they're looking at you weird. And you're sitting there trying to be really nice to their friends because you don't want to have any waves with their friends, all right? Because you don't want their friends to gang up with the narcissist against you. So a lot of times what people do is they're very nice to the narcissist friends in hopes that these people will be in their corner. Well, they'll never be in your corner, okay? Their loyalty is to the narcissist, probably because they have a longer history than you have with the narcissist. So that's why these friends, when you see them, they're giving you the weird look because they're looking at you weird because of all the smearing and lies the narcissist spread about you. And without a doubt, the narcissist is going to be saying things about you, maybe about how you look, maybe about your age, be laughing, mocking you behind your back. All right. Because this is the way narcissists are. They love to mock you behind your back. Okay. So, of course, when they're talking to these people and then you're in their company, the people are going to seem weird and they're going to be looking at you weird. And you're going to be like, why are they acting so strange, or why are they looking at me so strange? That's because that narcissist was smearing you. That's why, okay? Or it could be a family member. Same thing with the family. That the narcissist could be smearing you to the family, and then when you're around them for, let's say, a holiday, a birthday, a get-together, the family is sitting there and they're staring at you and they're not saying much, but they're looking at you weird, and you know you haven't done anything wrong to these people, but there's a weirdness in the room, like you can cut the tension with a knife, and you don't understand why these people are like acting strange or just, giving you that kind of subtle smirk or something. It's because the narcissist was smearing you. That's why, okay? It took me a while to figure this out, you guys. And remember, I'm the one here telling you this because I went through this. And that's why I'm able to come here and tell you, when you go around the narcissist people, their friends, their family, and they're acting strange with you, it's because the narcissist is smearing you, all right? You would only know this, all right? This is not something that you would read in a Narcissism 101 psychology book, okay? This is something that you would only know from real life experience, because the best education is having lived it. Because there's certain things that when you live it, it's a whole other thing, okay? You see things that aren't necessarily written in a textbook or that other people will say. That's how you're going to know who's real and who's not as far as narc abuse influencers. The ones that are real are the ones that can go in depth, not the ones copying AI and spewing it out and talking about narc abuse, okay? But the ones that are giving you different kinds of takes on narcissism that you don't normally hear everywhere. That's why they're always copying, right? They're always copying original creators because these people didn't live it. They didn't go through it. Only somebody who lived a lot of life and went through these things can come back and tell you these kind of things, right? So let me get into it, all right? The other thing that you have to keep in contact is, like I said before, they're more loyal to their friends than they are to you. These people all make up the flying monkeys. Now, the other thing I want you to know, all right, is that their friends know exactly what they're doing even before you know what they're doing, okay? And what a narcissist will typically do is they'll say something like, well, you could go ask my friend, or I was at my buddy's house, or I was at my girlfriend's house, or something like that, if it's the other way around. They'll use their friends as alibis, okay? They're either going to use their family, say, oh, I have to stop by my family's. I got to help my mother. We're moving furniture. Meanwhile, they're with another supply. Or they love to use their friends. Oh, I'm just going to go by my friend's house. We're just going to play the game. Or we're going to play poker. Or we're going to shoot pool. Or something like that. Or we're just going to hang out and drink or watch a movie or whatever. So their friends... Now, they're not necessarily going to their friend's house, all right? They may be going and seeing another supply, or they may be having that supply come to their friend's house. How do I know this? Because I went through this. I dealt with a narcissist who was always telling me he was going by his friend's house. Oh, we're just going to hang out. Oh, we're just going to play the game, blah, 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 right? Meanwhile, I didn't find out till the breakdown of the relationship that they had other women there, okay? They had other women there. And these women were not even like the other supply, all right? They were just like women of the night, all right? So the thing is, they use their friends as alibi, and their friends are into the same things that they're into, okay? So their friends know what they're doing because they're doing the same thing, and they'll use their friends as a cover, and they'll say things like, oh, well, you could ask my friend, blah, blah, blah. They also use the mother. They'll say things like, well, you could ask my mother. You could ask my mother. And you think, well, oh, I could trust that. That's their mother. I could trust them, right? No, wrong. You can't even trust their mother, all right? Because the mother will lie for them. How do I know? Because I had dealt with the narc's mother, who was a flat out toxic woman who flat out lied to me, okay, and told me that the narc was there when I know for a fact he wasn't, all right? So These are the narcissist friends and their family, okay? But today I'm primarily talking about the friends. So the friends are always covering for the narcissist. They're just as toxic as the narcissist. They will use them as their alibi. The friends, they don't want you around their friends if they can avoid. They barely want you around their friends, okay? I have to bring this up because some people come back and be like, well, I was around the narc's friends, blah, blah, blah. They may have you around their friends because it may be a situation where they're there, but in general, they don't want you around their friends, okay? Because of the reasons I outlined in this podcast. They're afraid their friend may hit on you, or they're afraid their friend may slip and tell you something that would make you get that light bulb moment and say, uh-oh, they're lying to me, right? You figure out the narcissist is lying because their friend says something that they shouldn't. And sometimes, because their friends are narcs, they'll do it on purpose, even to their own friend, to slip them up because they think it's funny, okay? They get dogged by their own people sometimes. They really do. They get dogged by their own people because it could be they're jealous. They may be jealous of their relationship with you, all right? So also the other things that you got to keep in mind is that the narcissist, all right, they value these people more than they value you. That's why I always say when you get involved with a narcissist, you're never just getting involved with a narcissist. You're getting involved with the narcissist and their entourage, all right? Their entourage, their flying monkeys could be their mom and their friends, right? So the thing is this, these people, what people don't realize, and I did a podcast on this, all right? And you heard this by Yaz of the Game Exposed. I have to say this because of AI pirates. What I wanted to bring up about all of this, okay, is that you are never just in a relationship with you and the narcissist. There's always outside forces involved. So when you're dealing with the narcissist, there's always someone in their ear or in the background that is filling that narcissist's head up with something. And there are forces, okay, like the evil forces of this world that are working against you. So when the narcissist is being strong with you, it's because somebody is in that narcissist's ear destroying you, all right? Smearing you, putting you down, or causing trouble, fire starters. And these are usually covert narcissists that typically do this. This could be a covert narcissistic mother-in-law. This could be a covert narcissistic friend, a covert narcissistic coworker that are in the narcissist's ear saying things to them, all right? Like, you should be doing this, or why you putting up with that, or the blah, 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 blah. And so the narcissist, you know what happens? The narcissist comes home and they pick a fight with you over nothing, all right? This happened to me many a times when I was married to the covert narcissist, okay? He was a brooder, so he would brood, and I'd be like, okay, what's the problem? And of course, he never told me what the problem was, right? But I knew the game because I knew that somebody was in his ear who was the ex-mother-in-law, all right? Must have been saying something, and that's why they are off with you, or that's why they'll fight with you, because of these outside flying monkeys that are firing up the narcissist. And that's why you say, well, why are they fighting with me for no reason? It's because there's something that was said behind your back that you don't know that is pissing off that narcissist, and they know that they can't come to you and tell you what it is because they know you're going to fly off the handle and maybe say, I never want to see your mother again. I never want to see your friend again. So they can't come back and tell you what these people said, but it's disturbing the narcissist. So now the narcissist is disturbed, and now they're going to take it out on you by starting a fight or going silent on you, all right? You guys, this is gold what I'm giving you. I'm explaining to you why narcissists will all of a sudden fight with you for no reason, or go silent on you for no reason. You know you haven't done anything, directly to this narcissist and they're acting weird like this, it's because there's an outside force, an outside person that is firing them up. There's somebody that's working against you. Okay. So you got to look at that narcissist friends and their family, and you've got to say to yourself, who is it that doesn't like me there? And it's very hard when you're dealing with covert narcissists because they will smile to your face and stab you in your back. You got to be shrewd. You got to be able to size people up. And that only comes with experience, life experience, and dealing with all kinds of different people. That's why you're a totally different person when you get older, because you've had so much life experience in dealing with different people that you're able to size up people. Okay. And realize, when you're young and you get married, you don't know these things. Okay. Like I didn't know these things when you get married because you haven't, like a person who's never been married cannot tell you what it is to be married. A person who's never had kids can never tell you what it is to parent kids. A person who's never been through divorce can never really tell you what it is to go through court and deal with a narcissist in divorce. All right. That's the difference. I mean, they could tell you if they heard it or read it, right? But it's not the same as experiencing it. So this is why they're fighting with you, and they may do these things because of these outside influences. So don't negate it when you say, oh, I'm not worried about the narcissist family, or I'm not worried about the narcissist friends, blah, 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 blah. Well, you better worry about it because they have a direct influence on that narcissist. And that's going to decide how peaceful your home will be, because the more volatile your home is, the more you know that these people are starting trouble behind your back. They're fire starters, all right? So these are the narcissist friends and family, all right? And they're toxic. They're just like them. They know what's going on. They know if the narcissist is cheating on you before you even know. They know the narcissist is lying to you. This is why I said a long time ago in my older podcast, okay, that you never ever go to a narcissist family or friends for them to align with you. They will never align with you. They will always be loyal to the narcissist because there's a history there, and that got copied by somebody who hasn't lived through this, all right? See, these are personal experiences that I went through. I went through this because I was married a long time. Then I went through a long divorce, and I went to the narcissist family, and I did try to talk to them, and I was gaslit by them. And they totally dismissed what I was saying, or they gaslit and said, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Or, and I said, oh, they're not going to go against the narcissist. All right. That's how I knew it. I'm explaining to you how I knew it. Okay. And that's why narcissists will never be loyal. You never go to a narcissist family or friends, all right? Because I went through it, and they will never be loyal. They will never have you back. Never. Their loyalty is to the narcissist, all right? And like I said, you would only know that if you lived that, okay? So you guys, these are the narcissist friends. They're toxic. Don't ever trust them. Don't ever go to them for help, all right? And like I said before, birds of a feather will definitely flock together. And they'll do criminal activity together, too. I want to add this other point. If the narcissists have criminal minds. So if they're a thief, their friends are thieves, too. Don't have them in your house, okay? Don't have these people in your house. You'll find things missing. So they operate the same because, they validate each other, and they do the same things, and they like being with other corrupt people that tell them, yeah, way to go, because they're playing the same game. So I hope that helps you. If it does, hit the subscribe button, share the video. If you're looking for confidential one-on-one phone coaching, check out the link in the bio. I have limited time, limited availability. Also, you guys, my YouTube, over 7,000 videos on YouTube, all right? At the Game Exposed podcast. TikTok is the Game Exposed, and Facebook and Instagram is the Game EXP123. And have a great day.